3 veteran educators within our district selected as Teachers of the Year. We'll show you who in just a moment. Also, we highlight our career technical education programs during the month of February, why you should be taking advantage of the hands-on experience. Plus, for the 3rd year in a row, a middle school student keeps his title as Spelling Bee champ. These stories and more are on the way right here on Inside Education. Hello and welcome to Inside Education, the show that takes you inside the classroom to show you what is happening in and around Mobile County Public Schools. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Asha Staples. 3 dynamic veteran educators have been selected as Mobile County Public Schools Teachers of the Year for 2022. Ms. Kelly Parker of Tanner Williams Elementary was selected as the Mobile County Schools Elementary Teacher of the Year. Ms. Parker is a nationally board certified teacher who teaches 2nd grade. She has taught for 14 years and is one of the district's first dyslexia interventionalist resource teachers. She won a grant to build a greenhouse at the school, and she shares her love of writing by allowing each class to complete a book for their successors as part of her series, Sweet Home Tanner Williams. Let's meet Ms. Parker.
Special. You know how Ms. Parker was named Teacher of the Year for our school at Tanner Williams? Guess what? She was just named Mobile County Elementary District Teacher of the Year for all the elementary schools in Mobile County. She is the Elementary Teacher of the Year. How awesome is that? Can you guys clap for Ms. Parker? I know, that is awesome. We are so excited.
Overwhelmed at the moment, but super excited. Excited not just for myself, but for our school. It's a huge privilege, and we've had a couple of very difficult years in education, and so this is just very encouraging. And so I also think about all of my cohorts, teacher cohorts. We are in a still a difficult season right now, but that we continue pushing through, and I feel like we are getting to a better place.
Now we go to our middle school Teacher of the Year, Mr. William Edmonds from Barton Academy. Mr. Edmonds is also a nationally board certified French teacher with 24 years of classroom experience. He is a former banker who is now an international baccalaureate examiner, as well as the president of the French Alliance of Mobile. He has taught French across the state through the Access Distance Learning Program, as well as at several local colleges.
Amazing, like I had started to describe right now. It really is. Caught me way off guard. We were in the middle of class and had a student reading something, and I saw students' eyes starting to peer in a certain direction, and so I turned around and boom, there it was. It's a great honor.
I'm so sorry to interrupt Mr. Edmonds, but we have a really wonderful surprise today. Boys and girls, Mr. Edmonds has been named our Mobile County Public School Middle School Teacher of the Year, and I think you all know why, right?
It has been an absolute joy to be here at Barton, not just because of the building being an old building, but yet now being new and the students who are here, but just the opportunity to be a part of something that's encouraging student learning in such a way. I mean, you can see that, you can sense it in the hallways, you can see it in the students, and so that has been particularly a fun part of being a part of this opening of Barton Academy.
Last but certainly not least, our Mobile County High School Teacher of the Year goes to Miss Jamie Bosarge of Alma Bryant High School. Miss Bosarge was a laboratory technician at a local hospital before she decided to enter into the classroom. She now teaches biology, anatomy, and biotechnology and has been a teacher for 14 years. She's received several awards and grants, including the Shell Regional Lab Challenge and a Texas Instrument STEM grant.
So congratulations, Ms. Bosarge. You have been selected as Mobile County's High School Teacher of the Year. So that means out of all 12 high schools, you are our top teacher this year. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I am honored, I am humbled, I am grateful for the opportunity to represent the community that I live in, the community that means so much to me, that I'm able to give back to, but that gives so much to me in return. To represent the community, but also the school that I love. This is 14 years of teaching, and all have been here at this school. And of course, now to represent the county, that's just very exciting to me. So I'm a science teacher, and in science we talk about adaptations. And I think that throughout this whole experience with COVID, that has been the most important aspect. We have to be able to adapt to the changing conditions that we are faced with, and some are unexpected, like COVID. But also, you can't teach students the same way that teachers taught 20 years ago. There are different dynamics at play, and I feel like every single student is different, and every class that I have is different, and every semester is a little bit different. And I think that you just constantly have to hone your craft, basically, tweak it and make it better, and keep trying to be your best self.
Each of Mobile County's 90 schools nominated a teacher for the award. The district has sent the applications of these 3 winners to be considered by the state for Alabama's Teacher of the Year. In the month of February, Mobile County Public Schools recognize college and career-ready opportunities for our high school students. Our signature academies are small learning communities within our high schools that give students the opportunity to participate in real-world hands-on assignments connected to a specific career theme. So joining us to talk more about Career Tech Month is the Assistant Superintendent of Workforce Development, Larry Mouton. Thanks for talking with us today. And as we mentioned, February is Career Tech Month. Why is Career Tech so important?
Career and technical education is probably the most important thing going on in secondary school. And February is Career and Technical Education Month. It's a time where we highlight and showcase all the great opportunities we have for our students. We have literally everything in Mobile County Public Schools Career and Technical Education that a student could be interested in. We have everything from architecture all the way to zoology in our programs. We have dentistry, nursing, just everything for a student. And the reason it's so very important is because the purpose of school really is workforce development, getting students prepared for post-secondary success. And we start right now in high school in career and technical education. We make sure everything that we're doing is based on what industry standards are. We do CNA, Certified Nursing Assistants. We don't have a nursing program. We have Certified Nursing Assistants where we get about 350 young ladies and gentlemen get certified every year. We don't do plasma welding with a simulator. We have real welding machines. We have 6 welding instructors that make sure the students get AWS certified. So if you're looking for the real deal, you'll find in Career and Technical Education in Mobile, Alabama.
And you mentioned the hands-on experience students get with these programs. Why do you think that's so important?
Sure. The most important thing, as I said earlier, that we do is make sure they're authentic experiences. Again, we read about a lot of things. You watch television, you watch YouTube videos, but nothing can take the place of an authentic industry level or business level or post-secondary level experience. We want to make sure that our students know what it smells like when you're welding, know what it's like to be burned, when you walk into a hospital or a situation and know the feel of that environment. When students are programming, we have real 3D printers that are industry level to make sure students are prepared to go into that experience. So I think that's important, authentic, real life experiences.
And lastly, what would be your selling pitch to parents and students to get them to take advantage of one of the CTE programs available at their school?
Career and technical education really sells itself. It's easy to market. I always say it's like, getting your little kids to take a bath. They don't want to take a bath, but once they get in the tub, they don't want to get out. Well, career and technical education is like that. Whether it be our ROTC program that has robotics and, drone flying and archery and all kinds of great things. Students just need to learn about it. And the bottom line is you learn today so you can earn tomorrow. That's what career and technical education is about.
All right, thank you, Larry, so much for all of that information. And speaking of CTE month, we do want to show you some of those opportunities our high school students are taking advantage of that Mr. Mouton was talking about. This is the dental assistant program at Theodore High School. The program has been active for 9 years and currently instructed by Susan Sheffield. The 2-year program teaches students the foundations of health and anatomy and equips them with technical training.
Everything in here is, what they would learn if they had gotten hired on by a dentist with no experience. This classroom is set up like a dentist office. Everything in here is exactly like a dentist office and workable. The impressions that they take, of course, that's on anatomical heads. We cannot, do it on a live person. The bleach trays that they make, that's exactly like they would make in a dental office.
I think that it's easier to do it hands-on because it helps us learn more. Like, instead of her explaining what we're going to be doing, then we go ahead and get into it and we start doing it and learning as we're going. It's easy to remember also because it's physical. When you're doing it, you're not just learning about it, you're actually doing it. So it sticks more to you.
Also within the Healthcare Academy is a nursing program. Upperclassmen who are interested in a career in the medical field can get certified as a nursing assistant before graduating. The course prepares them for both basic and entry-level positions as a nursing assistant.
I plan on finishing this class and getting my CNA license and then going to South and working as a CNA there. And then I plan on also going through nursing school to become an RN.
We learn about pulse, we learn how to take care of people. Becoming a CNA, how important it is, and just the rules and regulations to everything.
You can visit mcpss.com for more information on our signature academies at our high schools. And now on to something else that is worth highlighting, a MCPSS spelling whiz. Spelling difficult words is a piece of cake for one Mobile County school student. Owen Farmer of Denton Magnet School of Technology won the Mobile County Spelling Bee for the 3rd straight year.
So all of our schools participate in the spelling bee, grades 3 through 8, and they first have a spelling bee at their local school. So each of the winners come into the county spelling bee, and this consists of not only Mobile County schools, but all the private schools as well. So this year we had 47 winners from the schools. So the virtual process, every student has to be registered through Scripps, which is the National Spelling Bee sponsor. And so once they're registered, there is a test generated with words of the champions. And this is a 4,000 word test bank that goes randomly to choose words for them and for them to know their vocabulary, know the meaning of those words as well. They actually have to type in the letters to spell the words. They don't just choose multiple choice. And so it can be a little bit different than spelling it out loud.
Farmer advances to the state spelling bee later this month. Soraya Hossein of Phillips Preparatory School placed 3rd. The bee was held virtually again this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Coming up, one elementary school is showing us what a caring school community looks like. But first, we're going to tell you how one Mobile County Public Middle School teacher is offering Black history lessons throughout the school year.
If you look at the numbers, Mobile County Public Schools is making great strides. With more than 53,000 students, 7,000 employees, and 90 schools, we are consistently increasing our 4-year graduation rate and our first-class pre-K program. We continue to strive for national recognition and continue to prepare our students for the global workforce. And we do all of this with one goal in mind, to equip and empower college and career-ready graduates. Mobile County Public Schools. We're learning today, leading tomorrow.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
During the month of February, people across the country recognize Black pioneers who paved the way for many generations. Some may say it's nearly impossible to learn the culture and true influences African Americans provided, and that's why a middle school teacher at Denton is making it her mission to educate students who want to learn more in her African American history class.
It abolished slavery for all of the states that were holding slaves. Okay.
My course basically covers everything from the ancient West African civilizations like Ghana, Mali, and Zimbabwe, all the way up to present time, and it's broken up into quarters. We talk about basically almost everything and anything that is encompassed in the African American community, in the African American culture. We talk about the impact of African Americans in terms of economics, in terms of culture, in terms of social, standing, and in terms of politics as well.
All I really knew about African American history was the Civil Rights Movement, and I knew there was more behind that. And so we've learned a lot of stuff about the Civil War, the triangular slave trade, and stuff like that in the amendments that abolished slavery and what was behind that. And right now, I think we're leaning into the Harlem Renaissance.
One thing I would say is that even if you aren't really that interested in history, and even if it isn't your history in particular, I'd still say it's a very interesting course to take. It just, in general, it teaches you about kind of African American culture, and sometimes we touch up on like how things were before they came here. So I'd say even if you aren't that interested in history, it's still definitely worth taking.
It is Tenetter's hope that other schools will too offer an African American history elective for their students. And students at Booker T. Washington are identifying themselves as readers. It's with the help of their principal, Johnny Williams, who introduced the Read Your Heart Out campaign on Valentine's Day. Every student at the school received a book for Valentine's Day instead of the traditional candies and heart-shaped cards. Williams says the purpose of the campaign is to increase book ownership and literacy.
We wanted to have a big book campaign. So instead of passing out chocolates on Valentine's Day, we decided to pass out books. So every student, every Booker T. Washington student will receive a fiction novel today as their Valentine's Day gift. I want my students to identify themselves as readers. And I know that book ownership is a way to get that accomplished. There's a strong relationship between owning a book and fostering the idea of loving to read a book.
I appreciate this reading campaign because it gives me and other students different opportunities to learn new things about different books, genres, and things like that.
Every book has a little heart in the front to explain our campaign, and there's a QR code that the students can click on and answer some quick questions about the book. This is a way for us to capture data to see who's reading and if they're interested in a particular title. And of course, if they answer the questions, they will be randomly selected for a prize in order to try to get that enthusiasm going.
Inside each book is a QR code that allows active participating students to enter into drawings for special prizes. Augusta Evans welcomes a new member to its junior ROTC program. His name is Antoine Tillman. According to his principal, Aisha Kidd, the program is helping Tillman academically, socially, and behaviorally. He's thankful to have something to work towards.
Antoine Tillman actually reached out to Colonel Barlow and Sergeant Watts regarding wanting to know what it'd take to be a member of the JROTC. And they made it happen. It helps him academically, it helps his socially, self-esteem, it helps him behaviorally. So he has something to work toward every Wednesday. He knows that he has to be good in order to wear his uniform. So everybody wants to know, how does Antoine get to wear a uniform? So they all want to be like Antoine.
How's that uniform feel?
It feels good.
Yeah. What did you do to get the uniform? What did you have to do?
Had to be good and had to read into my teacher and had to be a good student. It builds his self-esteem. It gives him a lot of encouragement and just some sort of normalcy. And so he feels like he's a part of a team, and so it's really important to him.
Tillman participates in his ROTC program every Wednesday. Way to go, Antoine. And students at Collier Elementary are learning what it means to be a caring community. According to one teacher, the Caring School Community program gives students the chance to express themselves through different topics and also work with different partners to form bonds that they wouldn't normally create for themselves.
So I will go first. What makes Miss Spivey happy at school?
So every morning we do a circle time where the students get to join in a circle. We get to greet each other, and then they get to share things that they necessarily want to share as far as things from home, or if we're learning about a topic, like this week we've been talking about kindness and how to be kind to our friends, how to show kindness to our adults, and how we can show kindness during activities, during lunchtime, during PE. So it's a time for them to just share on that topic.
What is happiness?
They get a time where it's not necessarily a structured time. It's a time for them to share. They open up. I love that they get to learn about every other student, and each week they're chosen a different random partner that they get to learn more about that student as well. So it's not necessarily someone that they would choose in during like playtime. It's someone random. I think it brings us into the goal, a community.
Coming up next on Inside Ed, we're taking you to this year's beef, pork, and peanut competition. Some of the best high school culinary students in the county competing to be named the best. Plus, students at Meadow Lake are showing us their love of running. We'll tell you how they're able to burn off some extra energy before class.
At any given time, trauma can happen.
And how we deal with it.
And how we make peace with it.
Starts with me.
With Project Thrive, I'm taking the pledge.
I pledge to believe and support others experiencing trauma.
Will you join Project Thrive and its team of partners who are working together to address issues of trauma? Take the pledge, take a stand, and let's make Mobile a trauma-informed community.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
I'm Tracy Tran, and I'm in the Healthcare and Dental Academy at Theodore High School. In the Dental Academy, I'm working alongside dental professionals getting hands-on training from those already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job makes me want to work even harder because now I know what I want to be.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. To find out more, visit mcpss.com.
And welcome back to Inside Ed. Mardi Gras came to Augusta Evans Special School again this year, with the Condy Cavaliers making their annual visit. Things looked a bit different this year. Instead of parading around a school-wide assembly, the Cavaliers visited individual classrooms, sharing beads, music, and Mardi Gras cheer.
Every year the Condys come to Augusta Evans, and they kind of just bring Mardi Gras to Evans. This year's a little bit different due to the pandemic, and so they have been so gracious with us, pre-planning, and so it really gives our kids to have some normalcy. All this week we distributed to all of the students little Mardi Gras bags, and so they have been talking about wearing their Mardi Gras shirts, and they're just kind of pumped and ready. And so we're just excited to be able to have some fun things at the school today.
We love you, Augusta Evans!
Anytime that we get to have anybody that come into our building to just include our kids on anything like that is special to us. Our kids enjoy visitors, and so we, like I said, we're pumped and ready, and they're ready for Mardi Gras season. And so we're just happy that the Condys are always extending themselves to help.
Going to every classroom, everybody's so excited, and we could take the time for all the kids at different times instead of just throwing to a big group. It was amazing. That was
Augusta Evans will again be accepting donations of Mardi Gras beads in the month of March. You can check out MCPSS's Facebook page for dates and times. Some of the best high school culinary students in the county competed recently in the Beef, Pork, and Peanuts Challenge. The competition was held at Bishop State Community College's Carver campus.
Today, the students are showcasing the skills that they've been practicing all year, their culinary skills, their knife skills. They have learned everything from measurements to baking to sauteing. And in this competition, all 9 of our high schools that have culinary programs are able to put those skills to use and compete in this event with each other. We have soups, we have stews, we have briskets, we have dumplings, and so the 3 categories are beef, pork, and peanut. So each school could select, they had a pre-qualifying event in their own kitchen at their own high school, and they were able to send to this competition 1 student for each of those categories.
Okay, so it was very stressful, very stressful, because you had to find a recipe, you had to know the recipe, you had to practice the recipe to make sure that everything was perfect. We had teachers testing it, that we tried it, it was a great experience.
Winners in each category were Brianna Couture of Baker for her Korean beef, Tanera Washington of Blunt for his garlic butter pork tenderloin, as well as Jamisa Washington of Blunt for her peanut butter chicken. Congratulations to all students. A Hutchins Elementary kindergarten teacher has received one of the country's top awards for teaching. Nicole Barnov was awarded the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. She is one of just 2 teachers in the state to receive this honor.
I love the relationships I build with the students and their families. I love this school. It's a community school, and I know this year I have quite a few students that I've taught their older siblings, and it's just really nice to build those relationships with the families. We have a great relationship with our staff, and our principals are the very best. That's my favorite part about teaching. It's just the relationships I get to build every day and every year.
Very proud and excited for Ms. Baranov and her class and for our school to have such a great teacher represent Hutchins. She's dynamic in what she does every day, so deserving of the award, and so we're honored to have her.
At the beginning, they come in and they are scared and they're timid and they're shy, and by the end of the year, they're reading and they're writing and their confidence grows so much. It is the very best thing.
She won a medal for running the whole race, and then another medal for the other race, 2022. And I just think she's really awesome. And how she won this great math teacher thing, and I just love her so much.
Barnov is the 11th MCPSS teacher to win the award since it was established in 1983. And many students at Meadow Lake Elementary School love to run, so the school's physical education teachers started the Meadow Lake Running Club. It's a group of students that meet before school to burn off some energy and get in the right frame of mind before the school day starts. Check it out.
The running club is a club when we have students come in. They come once or twice a week in the morning before school gets started, and they just come and have a sense of freedom, and they get to run around, and we're helping to build endurance for them and just give them a little bit of time outside of the classroom to burn off some energy and get ready for their day. They love to come in here. It gets them out of class for a minute, and they get to come and run and just be kids and have a good time.
I really like running club because it can get my heart rate up, and I like that. And I like to run a lot.
I play baseball, and then it helps me turn on the corners like on the corners. It helps me turn because when I play baseball, I got to turn the corners fast.
Our brains are focused. We're ready to go. They needed extra movement. Basically, we saw a need for it, and we let them come over here. And now it's a motivational tool because they want to be able to come over here, and they love it. They love to run.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We'd like to thank you for joining us for this episode of Inside Education as we looked inside the classrooms of Mobile County Public Schools. For these and other stories, please visit mcpss.com or the Mobile County Public Schools Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. Until next time, have a great day. And remember, in Mobile County Public Schools, we are learning today and leading tomorrow.